Welcome to episode number 11. This week, starting off here on Easter Monday, just getting a quick little sort of 45-minute to an hour session in, still working through that sort of phase that I'm going into across probably this week, probably even next week as well. Might do a 3, maybe even 4-week phase just to allow this hip to recover and still pushing a lot of leg volume. So doing some of my belt squats here in the background. I've done 3 sets of 8 at 240, and then I'm going to drop some weight off and do some sets of 10 to 12, as well as get into some more hinge work as well. So done some Larson benching, very light, just sort of a primer session for tomorrow. And then I've been doing some dumbbell hamstring curls and stuff like that too. So just working through some of those more accessory movements and just keeping some leg volume in, and it's all going to contribute to top end strength eventually. It just is getting there is the main thing. So I'll keep on working through this session. It's a relatively quick one, sort of just doing the rounds, setting up my little circuits and going from there. So the next circuit will be some more belt squats, as I said, sort of a higher weight. I might do some sort of B stance RDLs. I might do some glute ham raises, and I wouldn't mind to get a little bit of extra quad work in, but that might be to finish it off right at the end. So anyway, I'll keep on keeping on here and getting through this session and this portion of the session. So it should be good fun. I've got probably another half an hour or so here. And then, yeah, that'll be the session in the books, but I'll keep filming. I'm liking doing these sort of lower body sessions, even despite the fact that I am sort of working around this hip, because in previous years and previous times, I've always kind of just gone completely rest or whatever, and I've done significant regression. So I'm enjoying sort of still hitting some movements that I can hit pain-free and move well, but just, not incur that fatigue in those areas that we don't want the fatigue to be happening in. So anyway, I'll get back to doing this and smashing it out, and let's get back to it. Day number 2 for the week here, and feeling absolutely flogged. Just not feeling just sort of run down. So I did 2 sets of 3 at 150, and I've just pulled the weight back down to 130. I might do another couple of sets here, and then I'll probably even go down even further. I don't know. And then so far as the accessories are concerned, I'll probably auto-regulate them as well. So these are all things that I'm trying to start doing to actually keep some long-term progression in place, rather than just trying to get through the session and do it really hard and then just completely flog myself. So I'll probably just cruise through the back end of this session and starting to actually do this after 10 years and actually sort of pace myself and recognise when bad days are really on the cards, and being okay with pulling back and just sort of auto-regulating the shit out of the session. So hopefully that helps, and I can feel good. The sort of right neck, right side, just sort of not feeling cohesive. I don't really feel like it's compressing well, and I really don't want to push that. So anyway, I'll chill out, hopefully hit an RPE 5, and then we'll go from there. Righto, here we are on bench day number 1 for the week. We are struggling through, I think this is episode number 12 now actually, I probably should mention that. We are struggling through a pretty shitty bench session here. Doing the last set of a 6x3 at 140 and hopefully just going to polish it off, and then I'll go and do some accessories and that. We've got some new programming going on that this is the first week I'm trialing it out as I'm sort of working through this sort of little mini comeback within the comeback, and just trying to feel a bit more healthy again. So we'll see how it goes. I've sort of been dealing with a bit of a pulled neck muscle / shoulder / just pec uncomfortableness as of yesterday. I think it all happened when I was just trying out something new with my low bar technique, and pulled the muscle, which is helpful. So anyway, I'll finish this off. It will look fucked, but that's all a part of it. Let's do it. On day number 4 of the week, and we're getting in some bench pressing. Done pretty well so far. We've done our 8 sets of 2 at 150 kilo, which is just back sort of doing what we normally would start off a block with, which is nice. Still feeling a little bit stiff in this right shoulder, and still trying to work on some mobility in that and get that sort of back up and running. You would have seen yesterday on the squats, I filmed all my squats from behind. And the reason why I was doing that is because I'm trying to see how the bar is sitting on my back. So at the moment, you can sort of see when I'm squatting, I've got like this elbow that's kind of out further and up higher, and this one sort of sits down, which is not ideal. So I'm working on that at the moment, and doing a few different bits and pieces trying to address it, including just being conscious of it. Some of the other things I'm doing is obviously these stick twists that I'm trying to incorporate. I'm doing some behind the neck, like pull downs and other things like that, just to try and open up that shoulder mobility a bit more. which hopefully will yield results in time. But for the time being, we'll just keep on keeping on with our squats. I've got some pretty big updates with the programming as we're sort of working through this sort of week one back into it. You would have seen the last sort of week, it was an absolute dog's breakfast. I've probably combined all of that footage into this episode. So that's why I'm not doing weekly episodes, it's more episodic. So all of that was just a complete nightmare last week, and I only ended up really getting in probably 2.5 days worth of training, you'd probably call it. So not ideal, but we've got there nonetheless, and we're sort of here struggling through this week a little bit. Probably not as bad as I thought, but we are nevertheless sort of struggling that bit. So just going to keep on working through, go and do my accessories now, and just sort of taking these accessories pretty light at the moment for this week, just sort of getting back into being able to do a full weeks of training again, and I'm squatting and deadlifting this week again, so the hip is feeling good. The hip felt good yesterday. I'll revisit the idea of what I'm doing with my programming in another installment, because I think it deserves a bit of airtime, because I'm pretty much applying the same thought process that I had with my bench that fixed my bench and fixed a lot of my issues that I was experiencing with my shoulders and pecs, except this time doing it around with deadlifts and squats. So I'll get into that in the next installment, but for the time being, let's go and do some accessories. Righto, so we're here on deadlift day, and today is the first time we're going back to hook grip for many years. I don't even know how many. It's probably been at least 3 or 4 years since I last pulled hook grip, and the last time I pulled hook grip was back when I was pulling sumo on a deadlift bar, so small diameter bar, different stance, and it's been a long time in between drinks. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we go pulling hook grip. I've warmed up to 220. Today's program calls for, apparently it calls for a whole bunch of racket. What it calls for is a top double hook grip, and then I'm actually going to go down and use straps, which is going to be the new strategy going forward. And the reason why I'm doing this is to correct some of those imbalances that I've got in my shoulders, namely, that right side which keeps giving me buggery, specifically in relation to my squat. So I'm doing this to try and hopefully figure that out, and then hopefully I don't get that weird wing thing going on with my squat in time, but obviously it's going to take some time to get there. So anyway, we'll do this first set of hook. I already know it's going to feel super weird. I've done 170 warm up, this is 220. I don't know if this is going to be top double. It could very well be top double. They're sort of reset, hook, top double anyway. So a bit of sort of rondelle hunt sort of setup. So anyway, we'll get stuck into it. We'll see how we go. Okay, we are 3 sets out of our total of 6 sets done for the day. And yeah, deadlift is feeling absolutely fucked. 3 weeks of not deadlifting effectively, so not a surprise there. And the last 2 deadlift sessions before that was shit anyway. So I'm probably 6 weeks since my last good feeling deadlift session, which for me is a bit of an issue when it comes to my pulls, because I just need some exposure of some good sessions. So not too happy, but we'll keep on soldiering through. I've got another, I think, three sets of 3 to go. So I'll just keep on doing this sort of light work, just trying to get some sort of feeling back. I don't really know how to describe it. That lower right hip or upper right hip, whatever you want to call it, is still just cooked. So I really don't know how to work around it other than to work through it with the deadlifts, to be honest. So I'll just keep on bashing my head against the wall with it, and hopefully it comes good here. I've got some bend rows and stuff that I'll do after it to try and build up some more back. I've got back extensions and so on and so forth. But in terms of all the accessories and stuff that I'm doing, I'm really giving my sort of posterior chain a real hammering with movements that don't inflame, yet, still here we are. So anyway, I'll keep on working through it. Hopefully we start to get a bit of momentum here, but I don't have a lot of faith. But I might need to throw the headphones on and G up a little bit, even though it's only 170 kilo, but sort of try and lock in a bit. And hopefully that's enough to get some motivation back for the lift. So anyway, it's all very demotivating when it all feels shit, but this is why it's the comeback, and this is why we do what we do. Okay, we have just wrapped up a Saturday morning walk here at the lake. Smashed out near 9Ks in the end in about an hour and a half. And it's now time to head off to the gym. So just thought I'd get out and about a bit more and do the walking at a different spot. I've pretty much done the same walk now for probably 6 months every morning. So I thought it's worth changing it up, certainly on the weekends and stuff when you got a bit more time. So I thought I'd change it up, come here, do a little bit bigger walk too, which was good. And yeah, now it's gym time. So I'm going to go into Silverback, get my bench session in. I've got my meal prep in the bag. This week has sort of been the first of the sort of winter lock-in week too. So we're back on everything being pretty tidy as well. So yeah, pretty happy with that approach, and it'll be good to see sort of those winter gains come back like they did last year too. So that's the aim of the game. Look, yesterday's deadlift session was a little bit disheartening, but that does happen, and I'm pretty confident that we'll still be able to make progress in the face of it. I woke up this morning feeling good, which is a positive sign, and if I can feel good in the morning and still, progress over time, then I'll be happy. So anyway, it's pretty well gym time now, and we can go and get after this upper body session. I know, revolutionary concept. Actually warming up today. Never usually warm up, so this is a bit of a new little experiment here for a Saturday morning. I think I always touch on the fact that Saturday morning sessions are always pretty tough. And I usually do them in the shed, so I thought I'll come in today into the home base, into the gym, and get some warm-ups in too. And then we'll have to see how it all translates on the bench. So just do a little 3 or 4 round of exercise here. Done some of my twists as well, just getting a bit of blood flow through those areas that we're going to use on the bench press, and we'll see if that translates. I'm going to try some things again with the wide grip, and we'll see how that translates too. But yeah, just doing something a little bit different. In all honesty, just trying to get myself prepared a bit better, and I think this is going to be what I need to do on my deadlifts and squats too. I actually need to start taking my warm-up seriously again. So anyway, now we're back over here on the bench press, and we'll get stuck into some benching. So it'll probably actually make my warm-ups feel better too now that I've actually done some warming up. So hopefully this translates well, and we'll see how we go. Righto, we are here on the bench. We're 3 out of our 5 sets down of our 5 sets of 4. The warm-ups, like that little pre-warm-up that I just did, it definitely helped the first red and the second red jump. By the time I got to 150, I felt that, I'm still in the morning session here, and my CNS just, for some reason, I just cannot wake up on fire at this time of the day with my CNS. So I still felt, top end strength weak, but in terms of the bottom end strength, where I was normally feeling quite creaky, I actually felt a lot better from doing the warm-up. So I will probably run that same sort of little 4-round circuit warm-up or something pretty similar to that every bench day from now on. It didn't take me too long. It probably only took me 7-8 minutes max with the 2 rounds. So I'll probably run that moving forward. As I think in terms of doing it on a primary day when I've got the blood flowing and it's later in the day when I normally train, I'll feel a lot better, and I'll probably actually be able to move some serious top end weight. So I'll keep doing that. As for this session, I'm doing this 5x4, which is I'm 3 sets in. I'm not feeling too flash with it in terms of top end strength wise. Technique wise is feeling pretty good. I am doing that wide grip again. I'm trying to use this wide grip on this volume day just to try and ingrain the technique a little bit more. I'm not sure if that's precisely the right way of going about it. I'm a bit hesitant. I'm thinking that it might be best to use this sort of technique for more of like a top end type of exposure rather than sort of a volume exposure. But I'm just going to stick with this, at least for the time being, just to try and run this technique in, and then I'll probably switch it to a primary day, sort of maybe next mesocycle. So anyway, I'll just keep on going with this for the time being. Got 2 more sets to go to keep working on that technique, and then we're over to do some accessories, which should be fun. So anyway, let's get back to it.